Crack-a-lackin' everybody, Mr.Remix, everything in the house. Happy Wednesday. So today I am going to run Never Die. My first run, Jim Dad's and Not Natty. First pre-workout. So this is the sample. I'm gonna test it out and see how it performs, has me performing. So I'm not sure what flavor this is, but yeah, I have my water here. 1 second. All right, it's coming in at 13 with the bag. So anyways, yeah, I have it here. Never Die, illicit high stem formula. And I'm not sure if you can see that. That's it right there. Pretty cool label. I just literally woke up, so let's see how this wakes me up. All right, here we go. Put a little water here. I get it all. And I figured to leave my water out, my pitcher of water out overnight. So this water's not cold like I like it, but no reason to see how the taste is with warm water for those who like non-cold water. All right, here we go. Cheers. Tastes like pina colada-ish, tropical pina colada-ish. It's good, not bad. A little chemical in the back, the end, but nothing major. It's actually good, not bad at all. Add a little bit more water to get everything at 2%. All right, so boom, Never Die, first run. And this is my first run here. It's 5:22. Heading to the gym now, and I'll let you know my thoughts. So stay tuned. Peace. What's crack-a-lackin' everybody? Mr.Remix, everything in the house. Happy Wednesday. So today, this morning, I took Never Die pre-workout by first Run Supps, Jim Dad and Not Natty's first pre-workout. This is a beta sample. So this is the label, supplement facts. Yeah, so I took this around, I would say it was like 5 something, and tasted good, decent. I left my water pitcher out overnight, so my water wasn't cold, which I like my water cold. So that kind of like, you know, was like damn. But and it has a flavor on the bottom here, which I didn't see it, but when I tasted it, I noticed it later. Hold on a second. All right, yeah, so didn't notice that until before. And so when I did taste it, I did taste pineapple. And like I said, I didn't know the flavor, what flavor it was. And I was like, it tasted like a pina colada, and it's pineapple orange. So I guess it's in the pina colada family. But the taste was good. With cold water, it would have been even better. But yeah, so I take the drink, you know, getting a couple things ready in the kitchen. I realized I gotta take out the grass can out because they do recycling. They pick up the grass. So I'm like, let me get that out. And then so I go outside. By the time I do that, sun, you know, it's light out now up here in Jersey, so it was light. So I go outside. I get to kind of, you know, I feel clear-headed, definitely feel awake, and it definitely woke me up. Got some energy. It didn't slap. I didn't really feel like it was a smooth wake up. Definitely a smooth transition, but I still was like kind of like I didn't get the best sleep last night, so you know, so I was having, you know, I was definitely waking up a little slower. So I take out, you know, the grass and the recyclables, I guess, or you know, whatever. You know, everything is clear. It's nice. I feel pretty, you know, good. I'm excited to go to the gym. So I get to the gym. I do my little warm up. You know, start feeling more energized, a little bit more optimistic, and I'm working out, and I'm just kind of, you know, just dragging a little bit. It just wasn't like, you know, I was ready to go, and I kind of blamed that with the lack of sleep. Like I said, I hit snooze a couple times, so you know, me hitting the snooze, I was like on standby for like the last like 2-3 hours before I got up. So, anyways. So, but you know, I'm in there and I'm like, you know what? I'm just doing what I got to do, and I'm pushing myself. And the more I started warming up and pushing myself, the easier it got. And then it started to get activated. The music started sounding better. It became easier, and then all the energy was absorbed. So then I started, you know, getting into it, and then I started rolling. Definitely started to feel more optimistic. I started to get more energized, pushing myself. So yeah, so the more I train, the more I got activated, and then I started to feel the energy, very smooth energy, controlled energy.
I felt, a sense of well-being. I felt good. I didn't feel no beta. It doesn't have it in here. So, this is it was smooth, energy, not over the top. And I think this is 10 grams. I weighed the whole thing in the bag. It was 13. So I'm not sure if this is 10, 11 serving. I think maybe, for me, my tolerance is a little high. Maybe at, 13, 14, 15. This definitely would, definitely maybe hit a little harder, faster, no sense of urgency. But I definitely felt at some point, maybe like 45 minutes in, I felt like a buzz in my head. I definitely felt my third eye, awake. I had the energy, not crazy energy, but a nice amount of energy where, I was definitely, doing some supersets and remixing it a little bit here and there again. And yeah, so not over the top. It's, like I said, it's very smooth, simple and sweet. You felt focused. I felt pretty strong. I was definitely pretty strong. I was pushing myself. I went a little heavy on certain things. I went in there. I didn't stay too long because I had to get back home. But yeah, I would say this is smooth energy. This is like a prototype. So this is, would be good for, intermediate stim junkies. The way it was like with the 10 grams. I would say this with like a nice pump formula with that extra grits will help give it a little bit more oomph. It has alpha yo. I didn't feel the alpha yo, but I did feel the drive. Like I said, once I started activating, I felt like I was going. The mood, I had good mood elevation. I had the energy. Right now, I'm still energized. No appetite suppression. I just finished eating breakfast. I'm still hungry. Nothing crazy, nothing scary. Smooth energy. It's reminding me from what I last remember taking was the Notorious Rage, the regular version. That kind of like maybe, Scary Hours, the Mr. White without the yayo edition, some tunnel vision. It was nice. Like I said, I probably could have used a few more grams of the dosage because of my tolerance. It was a nice run. Like I said, I got a nice workout in. I'm looking forward to seeing how they level this up, what they got in store with the next run and what the final product will be. But yeah, never die, didn't feel like I was gonna die there. I definitely felt alive. I was born to roll. It was good. I think a lot of people are gonna like it. It's like I said, it doesn't slap. Like I said, it was nice. Looking forward to seeing how they jazz this up. I'm proud of you guys, and I'm looking forward to what's next. That's all I got. So yeah, another thing too with this one, it's very nootropic-y. Not very physically aggressive, but mentally. But it's got the energy. Definitely got some drive, but it's not like over aggressive. It's more mental, nootropic, focus, energy. Boom. If you get that like button, subscribe, comment, I would really appreciate it, and I will see you next time. Peace.